tensions in the Middle East have once again escalated dramatically. In February 2026, direct military confrontation between Iran and Israel has triggered global concern. What began as long-standing hostility has now intensified into open conflict, raising fears that major world powers could become further involved. On February 28, 2026, Israel, alongside the United States, launched coordinated air and missile strikes targeting multiple military and strategic sites inside Iran. The operation was reportedly aimed at military bases, missile facilities, and infrastructure linked to Iran's nuclear program. Israeli officials described the strikes as a preemptive action necessary to safeguard national security. In response, Iran launched retaliatory ballistic missile and drone attacks toward Israeli territory within hours of the initial strikes. Air raid sirens sounded across several Israeli cities as civilians rushed to shelters and missile defense. Systems were activated. While both sides have downplayed the extent of their losses, international media outlets have reported explosions, fires, and significant damage in multiple locations. The roots of this conflict stretch back decades. Israel has long accused Iran of pursuing nuclear weapons capability, claiming it poses an existential threat. Iran, however, maintains that its nuclear program is intended solely for peaceful civilian purposes. In addition, indirect confrontations between the two nations, often described as proxy conflicts, have taken place in regions such as Syria, Lebanon, and Gaza. Analysts suggest that these long-running tensions have now escalated into direct military engagement. The international reaction has further complicated the situation. Russia has condemned the strikes carried out by the United States and Israel, labeling them as acts of aggression. France has called for an emergency meeting of the United Nations Security Council, urging diplomatic intervention. The European Union has appealed to both sides to exercise restraint. Experts warn that if the conflict expands, it could evolve from a regional crisis into a broader global security challenge. The humanitarian situation remains deeply concerning. Reports indicate disruptions to electricity and communication networks in affected areas. Schools have been closed, and civilians on both sides are living in fear amid ongoing uncertainty. Foreign nationals are attempting to leave the region as instability continues. Meanwhile, global oil markets have experienced volatility, adding pressure to the international economy. At this critical moment, the situation remains highly sensitive. Diplomatic efforts are underway, but military tensions have not fully subsided. The international community hopes that dialogue and negotiation will prevent further escalation and avoid a wider war.